Well, one of President Trump's latest executive orders sending shockwaves through San Francisco. The orders call for the elimination of the, quote, non-statutory components and functions performed by the Presidio Trust. Well, joining us now is Professor Rory Little at UC Law San Francisco. So, Professor, the president's order targeting San Francisco's Presidio Trust, calling it unnecessary, but that does not seek to eliminate the trust entirely. So what exactly does this order do?
Well, this is part of the problem with a lot of Trump's executive orders, is that they say grand things and it's not clear what they do. He cannot eliminate the Presidio Trust. That is established by statute. What he can do is try to reduce the federal employees that administer the trust. He probably cannot get rid of the board, but he can get rid of board members. So you're not going to see the Presidio closed anytime soon. In fact, it's a little bit ridiculous. The Presidio Trust is highly profitable. It has been break even for at least a decade, and it's been running a surplus. So if you're going to eliminate fraud and waste in the federal government, this is not the place you'd want to start.
Yeah, the Presidio is self-sustaining, but as the president looks to shrink federal government, how much of this is him just eliminating entities and these very broad and sweeping moves versus actual targeted retribution against like California, San Francisco, and this piece of prized land in Nancy Pelosi's own backyard? I mean, some might say this kind of feels personal.
It seems to me there's just no doubt that this is directed almost squarely at Nancy Pelosi and at the two Democratic senators. Adam Schiff is someone that is on Trump's alleged enemies list. So it's definitely partisan, and it's petty, and it's not going to close the Presidio. And frankly, it's also a strategic distraction from issues that we really need to be concentrating on. But he didn't eliminate anything in the Midwest. He didn't eliminate anything in the South. He targeted the Presidio and some foreign aid organizations.
One of the last times we talked, you said that this is just basically a whack-a-mole. Is that what we're seeing here today?
Absolutely. Whack-a-mole is exactly right. And so, he will try to cut things at the Presidio. There will be lawsuits filed. I don't think he'll get very far given the statutory foundation, but he could fire employees who are federal employees. He could fire the people that administer the park, certain services, maybe that the federal government pays directly for, but that's not very many. As you noted, it is a surplus commercial success, the Presidio, and a crown jewel for the people of San Francisco. And I think this is more of a distraction than it is a substantive swipe, but his people will try to make it difficult for the Democratic people who they believe is responsible for a lot of their other problems.
And like you said, the Presidio is not going anywhere. But what is the end result of all this? And as you mentioned, does this end up in some kind of court fight?
Well, it will depend exactly what he does. So the order gives the Presidio Trust 2 weeks to submit a list of services or other things they consider to be unnecessary. I doubt there'll be a lot on that list. And then whoever's administering this DOJ, this unofficial department that is supposed to cut costs, they will try to do specific things. There'll be some fighting back and forth at a bureaucratic level, and it may come to a lawsuit, but unless he just wants to waste money on lawsuits, this is not the place he wants to start a federal lawsuit fight.
Okay, Professor Rory Little from UC Law San Francisco, always thank you very much for your insights.